When we hear the word humility, our minds often jump to these huge, heroic moments. But what if real humility isn't something you do on a stage, but something you practice every single day? What if it's not one grand gesture, but 1,000 tiny, quiet decisions? Let's get into what that actually looks like.
So right off the bat, let's just bust a myth here. We are not talking about the big, showy displays of selflessness that get a round of applause. Nope. We're talking about something much smaller, much more consistent. It's the kind of character that shows up when nobody's looking and stays long after the thank yous have faded. And that's the whole point, right? Humility isn't a personality trait you're born with or some feeling you hope to have. It's a practice. It's a series of small, consistent choices that, over time, literally shape who you are. This is humility for the morning commute, for the office meeting, for the line at the grocery store. Just look at this comparison. We all get the big gestures on the left. Sure, that's humility. But the real, nitty-gritty work, that happens in the small stuff. It's one thing to not boast about a huge success, but can you speak gently when you're really irritated? Can you let that person merge in traffic when you're already late? That's where the rubber meets the road.
Okay, so if it's a daily practice, how do we actually do it? Well, let's zoom in on two of the most powerful and practical ways we can live this out: the way we listen and the way we serve.
Let's start with listening. And here's the absolute key. Listening isn't just about not talking. It's a posture of the heart. See, pride walks into a room assuming it already knows everything, and it's just kind of waiting for its turn to talk. Humility, though, it walks in assuming it has something valuable to learn from every single person there. It actually makes space.
So what does that actually look like in a real conversation? Well, it's pretty simple. It means you talk less and you hear more. You ask real questions because you're genuinely curious, not because you're trying to set up your next point. You actually pause and think before you respond instead of just jumping in. And you intentionally make room for other people to speak, especially the ones who might be a bit quieter.
All right, now let's switch gears to serving. This quote right here gets to the absolute core of humble service. It's not a performance. It's not about getting credit. Pride wants a spotlight. It wants everyone to see how generous it is. Humility? Humility is content to do the right thing, quietly, without any need for applause.
So how do you do it? It really boils down to 3 steps. First, you have to actually open your eyes and see the needs around you, which means you have to stop focusing only on yourself. Second, when you see a need, you just act, quietly. No big announcement necessary. And third, and this might be the hardest part, you have to let go of the need for a thank you. You serve just for the sake of serving, not for the pat on the back.
Okay, this next idea, this one might sting a little, because it's a real gut check for a lot of us. The true state of our heart, our humility, is almost never revealed when things are going our way. It's revealed in how we handle interruptions.
I mean, what a question, right? Think about it. When something or someone messes up your plan, your schedule, your comfort, what is your first gut-level reaction? Is it frustration, irritation, or is there a flexibility there, an openness to what that moment is actually about?
And here's the tension. Pride is like a bodyguard for your schedule. It guards your time, your comfort, your agenda, and it sees any interruption as a threat to its little kingdom. But humility? Humility holds its own plans loosely because it sees an interruption as a potential opportunity to love someone. It remains available.
Now, let's talk about what might be 2 of the clearest and hardest demonstrations of humility that we can possibly practice, especially in our relationships.
I mean, it really doesn't get more fundamental than this. Pride absolutely cannot stand admitting it was wrong, and it hates letting go of an offense. Those 2 things are like kryptonite to the ego. So the simple, incredibly powerful act of saying, "I was wrong" or "I forgive you" is a direct attack on our own pride.
And you can see the difference, clear as day. When there's conflict, pride has a playbook. It justifies what it did, it deflects blame onto someone else, and it delays apologizing for as long as possible. Humility just cuts right through all that noise and apologizes first. And while pride holds a grudge, replaying the offense over and over in its head, humility makes the choice to forgive and to actually let it go.
So as we start to wrap this up, there's this really powerful metaphor for how to make humility a real, tangible part of your life. It's not something you feel, it's something you wear.
This line right here is so crucial because it's a command. It's an action verb. It's not feel humble when you get around to it. It's clothe yourselves.
Just like you deliberately choose what you're going to wear each morning, you have to consciously choose to put on humility. It's an intentional act.
And that's the main takeaway here, isn't it? Humility is not our factory setting. It is not automatic. It's a choice, a decision we have to make every single morning. We have to decide to put on humility before the day starts, before the tough conversation, before the frustrating traffic jam, before the unexpected interruption hits.
And that really leaves us with one final, crucial question. Not for me to answer, but for you. This isn't just about learning an idea, it's about actually living it out. So, as you look at the day ahead of you, in those small, quiet, unseen moments, where will you choose to practice humility?